Rock and Rule is a 1983 animated film directed by Clive A. Smith, made by the animation company Nelvana. The story is of a band trying to save their bandmate, Angel, from the egotistical Mock, a retired rock legend who wants to summon a demon using her voice. The plot is simple. The film clocks in at 1 hour and 21 minutes for the Canadian cut and 1 hour 17 for the MGM United Artists cut, which is the only version that's available in HD officially. The characters aren't something to write home about. Omar is an ass. Dizzy is the one with his head on straight. Stretch isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, and Angel is way too good for Omar. I can honestly see why she has so much fan art. The animation is what happens when you give Ralph Bakshi an $8 million budget. Funnily enough, people thought this was a Ralph Bakshi movie for decades. Moving back on track, the animation is grimy and dirty, which was completely intentional by the animation staff. Every building feels weathered and old. Every street corner feels like it's dingy and poorly lit. And I fucking love it. The character animation is a combination of rotoscope animation and traditional animation, with CGI for Mock's brilliant brain computer. I swear to God, how does this thing function? Does it eat? Does it drink? Does it... you know... yeah, I'd better not think about it. The soundtrack is incredible, with standout stars such as Debbie Harry, Cheap Trick, Earth, Wind & Fire, Lou Reed, Iggy Pop, and a synth score by Patricia Cullen. Unfortunately, tracks by Debbie Harry, Lou Reed, and Patricia Cullen have never surfaced officially. The score itself was believed to be lost in the Nelvana fire, which claimed the original negatives, and the status on the Lou Reed and Debbie Harry tracks are a complete mystery to this day. Thank God for bootlegs. I will leave a link in the description for a reconstruction I found on YouTube. It's absolutely stellar. Speaking of the Canadian cut, the only version that is officially available is a open matte VHS from CBC, which is a Canadian broadcasting network. Dennis did a remaster of it using the American cut, bits of whatever was available from the work print, and the American cut, and it is currently the best version, and I will leave a link to his channel where you can get a copy for yourself. Rock and Rule could have been a hit. It had solid animation, fantastic soundtrack, and was coming off the heels of Heavy Metal, which was a box office smash. MGM, when they got the distribution rights, had no faith in the film and proceeded to edit it down and recast Omar, replacing Greg Slata with Paul Le Mat. The changes of dialogue, some being subtle and others being less subtle than others. MGM then released it into as few theaters as possible, and the film garnered only $30,000 off an $8 million budget, nearly bankrupting Nelvana and forcing them to transition swiftly into television work, where they still work to this day. The film would gain a cult following, being shown at conventions and making the rounds on home video. Unearthed Films would gain the rights to redistribute the film in 2005, restoring the American cut and scanning the VHS of the original cut. It was released in 2005, but the film gained a huge surge in popularity when it was uploaded on YouTube, both the American cut and Dennis's restoration of the Canadian cut, which would go to gain hundreds of thousands of views and hundreds of thousands of new fans. This is where I came in contact with the film, and I basically fell in love with it. The animation wasn't like anything I've ever seen, and the soundtrack is constantly slapping with banger after banger after banger. I give Rock and Rule a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back.